Brenda, Varmin. My name is Mudinda Mbewana, and welcome to the Chosen Generation. Do you have the right friends? Are your friends because they want to benefit from your social network? Or maybe they just want to improve their brand? Do they love you or do they love what you have? Do they bring out the best or the worst in you? To help us deal with this issue, I've invited a few guests who are going to help us go a little bit deeper. And with us today, we have Mpho, who will share his views with us. Also, in our presence, we have Pastor Michael Ngwaru. Thank you so much. And we also have in our midst Brother Sandile, and they will help us go deeper into this issue. You can also share your views with us. The hashtag is TCG on SID. Let us know what you think. It's time for us to go straight into the conversation.
A friend is someone who's there whenever I need them. A friend is someone who I can talk to about things that I can't talk to with my parents or anyone else. Yeah, so basically that's what a friend is to me.
A definition of a friend is a person who takes you from your lowest and doesn't really, talk about your lowest of your lowest in your life in people's faces, maybe trying to gain a favor of some sort. A person that really helps, a person that cares, a person that actually loves you for who you are.
I would, although I don't think it's an advisable thing, but I would. Only if the friend's expertise and mine are complementary. But for the sake of just, because you're my friend, let's share profits, I wouldn't do that. So if my friend's expertise is something that I like, I would definitely join ventures with them and start a business with them.
Obviously, I have done so. Well, it depends on how close you are, because as friends, you really need to be open with each other when it comes to issues of business, where you're going wrong, the problems that you're having, the problems with your friend, and all those kind of things. So it works. It depends on how strong you are and how good your friendship is.
I can't. I can't do that. I can't do that simply because it'll ruin the friendship. Business is strictly business for me, and then friendship, let it be that. But if there's something I need that you are doing in your business, I don't mind, you coming through and me paying for the services. But in terms of me having a friendship and a business, and no, I can't.
Let me start with the pastor. Pastor Ngwaru, why do you think we should have friends?
Dinda, as human beings are social beings.
Okay.
We need people around us. But more than just having people around us, we want certain people who are the closest possible to our inner beings. People that, like we are saying, people that we call friends. These are the people that walk with us when the chips are down. These are the people that walk with us when we are celebrating and life is a joy. Yes, we need them, a source of support, source of confidence, and everything else that we need in life. Yes.
So how would you say a life would be without friends? How would that pan out, even psychologically, for a person who does not have friends?
I have not been in a situation where I did not have a friend, and I wouldn't know how that feels. But hearing from those that you have gone through that, I think life becomes very difficult, very painful. And I think this is where the issues of mental health come in, because you want to ask yourself, why is it that I'm not making friends? Why is it that I don't have friends? So psychologists would really want to sit down with you and find out why you should not have friends in life, because naturally there needs to be some people very close to you that are journeying in life with you.
That's very interesting. I guess that's a perfect segue to my question to you, Sandile. Maybe you can tell us about your friendship with Paul. How did it all start?
So our friendship started in school. So we met, we're in Boston Media House together studying for video production, entertainment, media, radio. And that was actually the inception of our business as well, you know. But due to the value of the foundation of the friendship, you know, when he actually told me the idea about what he wanted us to do, I was honest and I said, I don't think it's a good idea, you know, and that's because of the friendship, you know, and I really think that does help, and it's helped us to become what we are now, because it's a mixture of both business and friendship, you know, and we've enjoyed an incredible friendship, we've enjoyed incredible business, but yeah, it's a bit tricky sometimes, because you know the roles do overlap, and it can cause challenges that overflow into the one side, etc.
So maybe Mpho here, who chose who? Like, how do you start a friendship for those who might not know?
Okay, so basically with myself and Sandile, like you were saying, we met in college.
Yeah.
So I had a friend, we had a mutual friend actually.
Okay.
And then this one time in between the classes, the one friend, this mutual friend of ours, had to leave to go to class. And that's when we actually sat together and then we started talking. But as we were engaging, I liked the way he thinks, you know what I mean? Because we spoke about a lot of different things that day. We were together, we sat together for the first time. I was seeing this person for the first time that day, and we were sitting together for about 34 hours, you know what I mean? We sat over a long period of time, and it was just the conversation that we had that day. I thought to myself that this guy is a good person. This is someone that I wouldn't mind to have around me. Little did I know that it would build to what it is today. You know what I mean?
That's. I think there's a point, Pastor, that Mpho brings up, where he looks at a person and he says, no, this is a good person. And I guess maybe from your purview, you can add some light into what are the things we should look for? How do you know how to choose a good friend? What are those signs that you say, this can be a good friend, so that as we make our decisions, we actually make good friendship decisions?
Yes, I tell you, some of the things that you may need to look for are the issues of your personal life goals.
Okay.
How do these people fit in your life plan? Are they going to disturb that plan? Are they going to enrich that plan? You also need to look at the whole issue of values and the belief system. Okay. What is my worldview? What is their worldview? And sometimes, I tell you what, Dinda, sometimes you don't quite have matching values to start with, but is there a potential that at the end we're able to move together? Because the Bible says, how can two walk together unless they are agreed? You get the point? So there should be a lot of commonalities, similarities that bring you together. That is what friendship is all about. We cannot totally be in two different worlds and then call ourselves friends.
Just on that, what role do you think parents must play in? Should parents choose friends for us? Sometimes parents want to say a few things about the friends that we choose. What role should they be playing?
Parenting has to do with nurturing, with guiding. They may not necessarily determine who my friends should be, but they may provide guidelines upon which I can choose my friends.
Okay. Yes. No, that's very clear. I can start with you, Mpho. Do you have any, most friendships there, I don't know how it happens for you. There's always like a bro code or some ideas or some decisions where you say, look, in our friendship, this is how we do things. This is how we like. Are there those things that govern your relationship together that are different from how you would maybe react with another friend within your circle?
Yeah, absolutely. I always differentiate my friends in different tiers.
Okay.
Because I've over the years, because I'm a very bubbly and outspoken person, it's quite easy for me to make friends.
Okay.
But within my friends, I know that this person is my brother from another mother.
All
this
right.
person is just my friend who I see whenever I see and in the streets. You know what I mean? So the relationship we share between this brother from another mother and this person that is a friend of mine but from afar is very different. You know what I mean? There's lines and boundaries that I know that I shouldn't cross with this person, but I can go as this far with this person. You know what I mean? So there's definitely
so how are you making that determination? Is it experiences shared, the length of your friendship? How do you determine that I can let this one come close?
Oh,
and-
it is definitely the experiences shared.
Okay.
The lessons we learn together, the road we travel together. You know what I mean? The things that we do together. You know what I mean? I know that I am able to call up Usandile at any point, at any given time of the day, to be like, dude, I need this and that, and he will drop whatever it is that he's doing at that moment to come and be my savior at that moment. You know what I mean? But I know not to call this other friend of mine at a certain time or ask them for anything. You know what I mean? So.
So did you decide to wear matching shoes?
As you said, when they call us Mpole Mponyana, I'm the taller one.
all
So
right.
I'm the one that always makes the decisions.
Oh, okay. All right, let's go to a break. The hashtag TCG on SID. Let us know what you think. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Chosen Generation. We are still talking about friendship. You can share your views with us, the hashtag TCG on SID. Let us know what you think. Perhaps you can share your stories about your friendship. Let's go right back into the conversation. I want to bring you in here, Pastor. You know, sometimes even though we are friends, maybe primary school, high school, one person will progress and maybe get a job. They are fortunate. And they become successful. How do you enjoy your success and with the other one remaining behind?
I tell you what, in life or even in friendship itself, we may be sharing the friendship, but not necessarily the life itself.
Okay.
Each person is having their own life. They're having their own experience. But what we are trying to do is to influence one another towards success,
Okay.
to move so that we are at the same par and same wavelength. But if we fail to achieve that particular goal, you cannot hold me back from enjoying my own success. Remember, I'm working for this success. You are side by side with me. Work for your own success. If you don't, I'll continue working for mine, and I'll benefit from the success that I'm working for.
So you shouldn't be
No, I
feeling
will not
guilty.
feel guilt. I can be concerned, but I will not necessarily feel guilt that you are not making it in life.
That's very interesting. Maybe I should bring you in, Sandile. We've described the scenario of
Yeah.
things that often happen. Perhaps it's time to terminate the friendship. When do you decide that, you know what, let's cut our losses and let the friendship end?
Yeah, I think, you know, from just my experience with some friends and also just seeing friends of friends and just being able to observe many relationships, there are signs, you know, where you should let a friendship go or cut somebody off, you know, when the relationship is toxic.
Okay.
You know, that's one of the signs. When a relationship is draining, you know, when a relationship is one-sided, you know, you can see that you're not giving and taking. It's just you're the only person being pulled, you know, from one direction. If the energy is not being reciprocated, you know, if there's any kind of animosity or jealousy or envy in some circumstances, you know, so there's various signs where you can see that this is not as pure and genuine, and you feel it. You know, you feel it inside you that something's not right, and maybe this may be going downhill, and we should potentially end the friendship.
That's very interesting. Maybe this is why I bring you in, Mpo. Do you think maybe it's important that we choose friends who can assist us in fulfilling our life goals, that they are not trying to distract us away from those goals? Is that an issue that you consider in your selection process?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. As Sandile mentioned, a friendship is like a romantic relationship. It's something that you want to take into the future.
Okay.
It's something that you want to have for the rest of your life. So if my friend does not, if our goals and our dreams do not align, then somewhere in the future, we're going to have a problem. So it is the friendship has to be set on a very concrete level, on a very concrete foundation, in order for us to actually live happily ever after, basically.
That's very interesting. This is making me think, Pastor Ngwaru. you know, as they're talking about how it's like a relationship,
Yes.
There are many reasons why people would
Yeah.
be seen alone with,
Yeah.
with no friends. Maybe this could be one of the reasons. Friendship has ended, you're alone.
Yeah.
Are there any challenges? Well, what are your views on that? Is it a problem for someone to have no friends? Is that even possible? Is that normal? Yeah, what are your views on that?
Like I said earlier on in the discussion, when you get to a point where you have no friends and you are not making friends or you can't make friends, definitely it becomes a mental health issue.
Okay.
It may need to be diagnosed. You may need to see a therapist, a psychologist, a counselor, because definitely you cannot remain in that withdrawn state. It's an indicator of a lot of things that are taking place in your life. So at the end of the day, it's not just like you are pulling off from other people. There's a lot happening in your world that you need to face up and deal with.
That's very interesting. Maybe, guys, I can bring you in here. We've explored the first grounds of the friendship, but you guys even took it further and you started a business together. How does that work out? How do you reprimand each other when someone has done something wrong? How do you separate all of those elements of your life? I don't know, maybe I can start with you, Mpho.
Well, I think what's the nice thing between myself and Sandile is that before we got into business, we were friends before anything.
Okay.
And the friendship was very strong. So everything that we decided to do together came very natural. You know what I mean? And the difference in personalities, you know what I mean? He's more of a stern person. I'm more of a, happy chappy, you know what I mean? So the honesty between us is also what helps the business to grow, but also helps the friendship to also grow.
Okay.
Because if I do something wrong, then he's just going to be like, dude, that's not it. You know what I mean? And like the saying goes, straight talk never breaks any friendship. You know what I mean? So it's just being upfront and straightforward. If you're my friend, if you're my brother, then you'll be able to understand, you'll be able to put yourself in my shoes and understand what it is that I don't like. You know what I mean? And there are times where I'm going to feel like I'm not wrong, but because you are my friend and I'm doing this because of the value that you add into my life, you know what I mean? Then I'm able to put myself down, bring myself down, and then understand things from your perspective. Because in isiZulu, they say, namhlanje yimi kusasa wuwe.
Okay.
So I might be sitting here today, and then he does something that I jokingly that I don't like. He did it jokingly. He would never do anything deliberately to hurt me. You know what I mean? Then he'd also have to sit down and be like, okay, I was joking. My intention wasn't to hurt you, but because you feel like this, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? So it's honesty and just understanding.
So you have placed your friendship paramount as the first thing before anything else.
Yes, definitely.
That's very interesting. I think that's a great place to segue into a break. Viewers at home, the hashtag is TCG on SID. Share your views with us and share your stories. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to The Chosen Generation. We are still talking about friendship, and you can share your views with us on the hashtag TCG on SID. Let us know what you think about this subject. Pastor Ngwaro, I want to come to you again and explore the relationship or the element of money amongst friends, whether it's borrowing money from each other or someone is getting more money than the other one. How do we navigate those other things that seek to sort of give us a new identity? Instead of who we were with our people, now that we have money, there's suddenly friction. And how do we handle the issue of money coming between friends?
I like what the other guest said earlier on, that look, it has to be friendship before the money.
Okay.
The friendship should be there before we even talk about money. And of course, now that we are friends and we are journeying into life together, money may not be a theme that we can entirely avoid. That said, I would like to give some precautionary, possibly overtones. Let's try to avoid depending on each other financially.
Okay.
Because sometimes you may discover that the motive of our relationship becomes more monetary than it is social and what have you. So if money becomes a major theme in the relationship, you can predict that the future of this relationship may hit on the rocks should anything happen around money. I give you money, you don't give it back to me, and what have you. At the end of the day, I'm forced to then talk to other people, say, look, this guy, I gave him money and see what he's doing, or he made it in life because of the money that I gave him. Now he's forgetting all about me and so forth. I try to avoid making money a major theme of the relationship.
I really appreciate what you've said, Pastor, there. Maybe I should bring you in, Sandile. There's also another aspect. You guys are in the entertainment industry, and that tends to come with fame. How do you sift out all those leeches, quote unquote, who will be coming to try and pursue a friendship with you?
Oof, it's funny, we were actually having a conversation about this. Just earlier, I was telling him about a very funny incident that happened recently.
Do share.
I think, especially in today's age, the era that we live in, perception has become so valuable. How people perceive you, how they look at you, what they think or assume about you, and people make decisions about you based on that, and being young, being black, being in business, you could have started your business yesterday, but by virtue of that being the fact about you, people already treat you a certain way, people have certain expectations of you, and now with everyone coming with that perception, and a lot of people just come to want. Like, a lot of people think, you have more than me, you know more than me, please give me what you have, help me to advance like you. And that's not necessarily the scenario. I could just be passionate in business, you're passionate being an employee elsewhere, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean that I'm a better person than you, we're still equal, And I had a situation where it was felt that I had something to offer to change someone's life, whereas that was not the scenario, just because of the perception. And it's very important to be able to, I don't think everyone comes with negative intentions, I don't think everyone is a snake or trying to leech, but it's just, there's a lot of unlearning that we have to do as well. It's just as a people, just to treat each other equally, and not to put people above you. But I understand it's a lot of, I could say poverty and finances can also affect how people perceive you and those type of challenges in the world. So it's very tricky.
That's very interesting. Maybe I should bring you in, Paul, this second part of the conversation. How do you then negotiate hiring a friend? Like, how do you make that? People always say, don't hire family, don't hire friends. I don't know. That was a big decision. How do you do that?
Well, funny thing, again, we were having this conversation not too long ago. Myself and Sandile live by the motto that you leave no soldier behind. You know what I mean? Meaning that we eat with our people. The journey that we're traveling is less traveled, especially when you are young and you are a person of color and you are coming from the background that we come from. You know what I mean? So we are paying forward. We are doing everything that we are doing so that we cover ourselves, but also those that are coming behind us. You know what I mean? So it's nice to see people moving money amongst themselves. You know what I mean? So that's what we always strive to do. And the nice thing is that for us, in terms of friendship, it has worked out. You know what I mean? We've always had friends with good intentions. We've always had friends. Okay, we've obviously had our fair share of friends that don't have good intentions. You know what I mean? But we are able to, because we are able to differentiate the friendship levels, the different tiers of friendships. You know what I mean? We are able to say, okay, this person is the right person to work with. Even though we fight, but we are able to work with this person. You know what I mean? Even though we don't fight with this person, we just can't work with this person. You know what I mean? So whether or not you are family, whether or not we are friends, we are able to see, because of the different tiers of the friendship, that's how we differentiate.
Okay, that's very interesting. Maybe, Pastor, I should ask this. A friendship has collapsed, and that friendship was important to you. How do we then recover from such a devastating event when the friend has left you and left you alone, left you where you were? How do you come out from that situation?
I need to accept that a relationship has died, it has been terminated.
Okay.
And I want to be authentic with my feelings that I'm going through hurt and I'm emotionally affected. I need to accept that.
Okay.
I think the best way of healing after losing a friend is keep falling in love with yourself. Yes.
That's a great place to end the show. So I'd like to thank my guests for being with us here and helping us, talk about something so important. It's not normally something that people discuss. So we thank you so much for availing yourselves. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
To our viewers at home, thank you for allowing us into your space. And we hope that we'll be able to see you again in the following shows. And perhaps maybe a final word. Life is such that sometimes we may lose our friends, but Solomon says there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother.
Amen.
And let us remember Jesus, because he's the one who saves, who sanctifies and satisfies.
Amen.
Lastly, don't forget to speak to us. The hashtag is TCG on SID. Let us know what your stories are. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's called the SID Media. And that's it from us. See you again next week. Goodbye.